So a lot of you have been trolling my Binker website asking me to get a video done on this car, and I'll be honest with you, it's something I've been dying to do, but I've just been bloody busy. But at long last I can say that I've finally bought myself, I say myself, as a bit of stock, a Renault Meganne RS, and secondly I'm doing a video on it. So this car is actually categorised as a Cat N car, but I'll get into that in a sec. But what we'll do is we'll get on with the intro and I'll show you around this car, alright? Here it is then, 59 plate Renault Meganne RS. It's in like this sort of pearly red colour. I don't actually know the name of the colour, but it's a really nice colour. It's almost got like a goldy sort of finish to it. It's got diamond cut wheels as well. They're nice, could definitely do with a refurb. And like I said, it is a Category N car, and apparently it had like a light front end earlier on in the year, maybe before Christmas, about 6 months ago, I don't know, a few months ago, but as you can see it's all been repaired, alright? So fair play to whoever colour matched it, because I think they've done a pretty good job, and yeah, it looks like a really nice car. So as we come around the car, let's go for a little wander. One thing I want to say with this car is I've kind of overlooked him. It's not a car that I had on my bucket list, if I'm honest. I don't know why, because as it sits in front of me I quite like it, but the effort, the word effort is what's going to be used a lot in this video, because the effort that Renault, the brand Renault, have gone into making this car is actually quite impressive. So as you walk around it, like I say, you've got these arches, bolt-on arches that give the car sort of a wider look. At the bottom of the doors you've got like these door sills, again giving it a bit of a wider look, even when you open the door. And by the way, it's keyless entry. I just tried to open it there, it's now unlocked without me doing anything. Again, effort, I love that. But even like that, you know, you open the door, sort of by the sill there, you've got that extension to the bottom section of the car. I love that. So as you come around the back, centre exit exhaust, again proper nice. There you go, it just locks itself. Effort, look at that for effort. Drone's disturbing me while I'm filming. And the shape of it, what a bloody lovely shape. It's just nice sort of sleek look to it. Definitely better than the previous generation Renault Meganne. It's just a nicer looking thing. So something else I can say, the roof spoiler, that's definitely a nice touch as well. And as we come around the front, Brembo brakes, again effort, man. This is a Renault as a brand is probably on par with something like, I might offend people here, I don't know, but you might disagree, Ford and Vauxhall. Is that fair to say? Quality wise or price point in the market, they've got to compete with them, and they're doing very well to offer all of this as a package for similarly priced cars to like the Fords and the Vauxhalls. So again, let's go on the inside. There we go, you have to sort of do it twice to get in it. On the dash, carbon. I think that's actually carbon. Don't quote me on it, but I reckon that is carbon. In fact, let's run around to the driver's side. Sorry, before we go in, look at that, just like little touches like that. I rate that, man, and this is why I say, like, this car, I'm so impressed with it. So as we come on the interior, the steering wheel, again, the effort that's gone into the steering wheel, I rate it, man. Yellow stitching, we've got yellow stitching there on the gear knob as well, and no idea why they didn't put yellow stitching on the handbrake handle there, but they didn't. But it still looks alright. RS logos in the headrests, and what else are we going to talk about? Push button starts, obviously just following on the theme of the whole keyless thing. And then as we jump inside, we've got, look, yellow rev counter. Little touches, even look, the little Renault Sport badge at the bottom of the Speedo there. Love stuff like that. So let me spin the camera around quick. If you're wondering why spinning the camera around is a bit of a task in my videos, because I always spin the mic around, because the mic has to face me, of course. So it's a bit of a funny time in the car trade at the minute, because, well, not in the car trade, in my life in the car trade, because I've bought a lot of cars over the last week, and they're all great cars for the channel. And funny enough, like with the car trade, sports cars generally aren't massively demanded because, you know, people don't need a sports car, do they? You know, the sort of stuff that I stock is like M3s, S3s, that type of thing. They're not needed, but they're loved and wanted by lots of people. Run-of-the-mill cars like Corsas, we've got loads of them. Sell loads of Corsas. They're more demanded, but they're just not as exciting, are they? So over the last week, we've bought more sports cars than normal, which is great for YouTube, but not great for me because it means I've got to do loads of filming. So expect a lot of new cars coming on the channel over the next few weeks. But what we're doing now is, yeah, we're going to go for a drive, do the normal sort of routine. And first thing first, I think I need to get some fuel. That's going to do me wonders because I need to warm the car up before we have some fun in it. And yeah, we'll hit the road, all right? So let's get on it. Good, isn't it? Look, the key card thing is a card, bit of a big clumsy thing, but stays in your pocket the whole time. Just the start button, great, and it's so easy. But fuel, let's quickly talk about fuel. There's not a lot of fuel in this at all. It will make it a quick journey to the petrol station because we really need fuel, right? Yeah, let's get fuel first, yeah? Right, that's fuel done. You know, I was so worried like I was going to break down as I sort of come around the roundabout. It's a very busy roundabout, and I thought this is not somewhere I want to be running out of fuel. But I made it, so don't bloody matter. But this car, it's a cool car. As I was just stood in the petrol station there, I was just looking out the window, and you can see the little RS badges in the headrests. And I think as I locked it or unlocked it or something, it's got like little LED strip lights at the bottom of the bumper. That's what I mean about effort. All this effort's gone into this car, and it is quite impressive, man. So, here's the road. See what it drives like. First thing I've noticed with it is the stitching on the gear knob. A little bit annoying. I know it looks quite good, but it kind of rubs on your hand. That sounds really petty, doesn't it? But any RS owners out there can relate to that. I'd love to know. But the gear knob as well looks like something that's come out of like an old Vivaro van that I used to have. Correct me if I'm wrong. The silver cap on the top looks quite good though, so I'm not going to complain about that. We've got heated seats, nice touch heated seats, especially on a cold day like today. I love a car with heated seats. Again, like, it's not really lacking anything, is it, this car? It's got it all going for it. It's even got fuel in it now, almost half a tank for 18 quid. So so far so good. The mileage, just quickly touch on the mileage. It's done almost 107,000 miles. It's done quite a bit of mileage for this type of car, but it doesn't look like it's done that many miles because well, why, I don't know, it's just quite a nice car, isn't it? But one thing I thought when I first saw this car, like when I first set eyes on it, I thought that looks like a sort of 8 to 10 grand car, right? They are quite they look like a valuable car, don't they? And I suppose I was right. I am right. They are that kind of value, but not with this mileage and not categorised. This is obviously category N. And for those that don't know what category N is, it used to be category C and category D. D being the best and C being the worst one out of the two. It's now N and S, which is a bit more idiot proof. N means non-structural damage and S means structural damage. And I always talk about price point and value for money. If you're getting a car, a lot of people say, oh, I would never buy a categorised car, or I'd never buy a high mileage car, or I'd never buy a red car, whatever, yeah? A red car, that's a bad example, but it all boils down to price point. If you're paying the right money for a car, it don't bloody matter, that's my opinion. Even if whether you're a car trader or not, if you're going to buy a car as a private buyer from a car site, and the car has a compromise, but the price is compromised as well it's worth buying, isn't it? It's as simple as that. So this is a category N car, and its value is less than £5,000. and I think that's unbelievably good value for money. So I'm not trying to sell this car, by the way, because I reckon by the time this video goes live it'll be sold, but price point is something that I like to talk about because I'm not a car reviewer, I'm a car trader, yeah, with a bloody YouTube channel, and I love filming. But it's got a little light flashing as you hit the rev limiter there. I don't know if you must have heard it. As I hit the limiter, little pop out the exhaust. Quite nice that is. And under the bonnet, you can hear it's got a Ram Air Induction Kit with a silicone hose. You can hear that constantly hitting away. That sounds nice. So this Mercedes is turning right. That's going to do me a huge favour. Thank you very much, Mr. Mercedes. We've got V-Power on the go. We've got second gear. We'll drop it to first for a bit of fun. Yeah, it tears. And I compared it earlier to a Astra VXR or a Focus ST. It's in that category, it's in that price point. I think it's fair to compare this to those two cars. And I honestly think after driving this car, I did have a little go in it when I bought it as well, so this is not my first drive. I do think if you're in the market to buy an ST or a VXR, you've got to get yourself in drive seat one of these just to experience it. Like I said earlier, I hadn't ruled them out, I wouldn't say that, but it's not a car that I would look at. But I must admit, after seeing it today and driving it and having a little look over it, had a quick Google around and look at images of them, and I think they're a decent car, man. They're a great choice of car. So I think a lot of people might watch this video and think, you know what, I think I can find myself having one of them in my life. So yeah, I don't think they come as a 5-door. I'm pretty sure they come as a 3-door. Forgive me for having a bad lack of knowledge. The great thing about people that have no knowledge on something is when they admit that they have no knowledge on something. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know what I'm talking about, because I ain't got a bloody clue what I'm talking about half the time. But all I can say is, in my experience so far, this is good looking, it's ticking a lot of boxes, and I think it's better than an Astra VXR, which is right there. Look, what's the chances of that? Mr. Astra VXR, yeah, I've got a better car than you. I don't know, is it better than Astra VXR? This is the later generation of cars, so it can't really be compared to that era VXR, I don't think, can it? It's better than that generation of VXR, but I can't really comment if I think it's better than the next generation of VXR because I haven't had one before. Be interesting to get one of them on my channel. Do you know what, in fact, let me turn that heated seat off. That's the priority. It's actually too hot. Where's the button? Heated seat. I can't find it. It's just going to continue to burn my ass for the rest of the video. No idea. It's down here somewhere, apparently. Hello? Oh, it's there. It's just on the side of the seat. I should know that because I just done all the filming on it. Let's have a little play again. Sounds good, sounds so good. It's not had no tuning or modifications other than the air filter under the bonnet, as far as I know, so it feels very stock, but it's an impressive amount of power. 250 bhp from factory, obviously front wheel drive as well, and I say it all the time, front wheel drive sports hatches are great fun, and forget about the power number. Certain cars you can just jump into and have a great time in, and this is definitely one of them cars. Renault as a brand, let's quickly talk about that. Growing up, like they've got a lot of sort of track heritage, I would say. I'm going to remind you that I'm not the biggest Renault fan. Not to say there's anything wrong with them. I just don't know, they've never really put a stamp on me in my life. But I remember as a kid, the Renault Clio Sport, the Williams Renault, the blue one with the gold wheels, about a 1994 L-Reg car that was. They were cool, man. That was a seriously cool little car. So, but that sort of heritage, or that journey continued with them. The Clio Sports and the Clio Cups and stuff like that, they're all great cars. I've had little dabbles in loads of different types of Clios, and I rate them. The guy that this car came from, one of my followers, shout out to him, by the way. I buy a lot of cars off of you lot, so thanks to everyone who offers me the cars. It's great because, you know, we're like-minded, we share a passion, and you offer me loads of great cars. He had a Clio Sport as well, so he's definitely a Renault man, I would say. Something else I want to say quickly whilst we're on the subject of Renault, or should we say the word Renault. I grew up watching Jeremy Clarkson on telly.
Renault.
and he refers to the word Renault as the word Renault.
Renault.
And I'm curious to know, what do you lot call it? Do you call it Renault?
Renault.
Or Renault? I think I might pin that in the comments below, because I always call it Renault. Or maybe because, like I say, I grew up watching Mr. Clarkson on telly. Listen to that, sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, Renault or Renault. Let me know in the comments below. This is my Clio Sport, Meganne Sport, which I think is loads better than the previous generation. It looks better, drives better, offers more, just a great car all round. So yeah, if anyone's thinking about going out and buying one of these cars, go and get yourself a driver's seat of one, because I think you're going to be just as impressed with it. Hey, pop then. Just as impressed with it as I am today, alright? And I'm done, alright? This is Calvin's Car Diary, the diary of a car trader, and that's exactly what it is. I have a wide range of cars on my channel. I never know what's bloody going on from one week to the next. So if you're new to my channel, hit subscribe, and if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram as well, at Calvin's Car Diary. Do me a favour as well, hit the bloody like button. It's just great, you know. I encourage that as much as I can in every single video I do. Hit the like button, yeah? And I'll see you in my next video. And by the way, before you go, new video every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 o'clock. I know everyone that follows me knows that, but if you are new, you also know that now as well, alright? So yeah, I'm done. See ya. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, problems with the 330D.